how to be in the top 5% that succeed in dropshipping. Now, guys, as in every field, as in acting, as in music, as in business, right? There are only like small percentage of people that actually succeed in something and get to like a decent level, like in business, like kind of the revenue and profit is one of the benchmarks. So there are only a small percentage of people that get to that level, to that 6, 7, 8 figure level. So I'll show you exactly, what are the criterias for getting to that level, what are the requirements, so you know exactly what's needed of you, because it's, in order to get better results, you need to change and you need to be better, and some of the things you need to do differently. So I'll show you exactly what to do that, and I'll show you exactly how to get these kind of results, how to think more long term, so at the end of the day, you will still achieve your goals. And I'll show you what you need to do to achieve that. So let's get started, guys. I'll show you exactly step by step what you need to do and help you scale your business, help you improve your life, and help you crush it. First of all is, knowledge versus experience. So you guys might watch my channel, and I thank you for that. You might watch, other channels on YouTube, but at the end of the day, it's kind of like you can watch many videos, you can apply for many courses and trainings, but at the end of the day, it's your experience, right? What you actually apply and what you actually do, that's what matters, right? And the first reason that I see why so many people don't make dropshipping work for them is because they apply for they have many different courses or trainings, or they watch too many videos, too many different strategies, and at the end they either don't apply, or they apply too many things at the same time, or they just overthink and don't do anything, right? And I mean, I get it, because honestly there's so much information, and you think maybe that would give me the breakthrough, or that would give me the breakthrough, but kind of I would recommend to find a source of information, or at least just maybe 2-3 sources max of information. Just take the information from that and don't get distracted by other shiny objects, right? And also another thing is having a proven system. So if someone was able to do it, right, and for example, in our business, we've been able to scale many stores, to 7 and some to 8 figures, and also we have helped other people with the same system. So that's kind of the proof of concept. So getting information from someone who's actually done it before and have it, done it multiple times, can save you a lot of time, instead of going through multiple things and trying to get information from different sources. Now, another thing that I see is that people are not patient, right? So oftentimes it's, even some of my most successful students, and for me personally, it took many months to get a breakthrough, right? And some people obviously get it faster. Some people within few weeks, they get to their first breakthrough and they get their success. So, but oftentimes it's kind of takes time, right? And you have to be ready for it. So if you want to build a business, it's not you can build a business in one day. Business is not built in one day, and even if you build it in one day, tomorrow you still have to change something. Tomorrow you still need to improve it, because if your business today will be the same as it was, yesterday and the day before that, then you'll be out of business very soon, because other people who are up to date, who are innovating, they'll just get you out of business, right? So a lot of people, they make it look too easy, right? But it's not, it's not that easy. With any business, there's a learning curve. You need to be patient, and you need to basically put in the work, and be ready that it will take time to figure it out. And obviously there are shortcuts, getting help from someone who's done it, but there is still a learning curve, right? There is no secret, and I would recommend just invest 2 weeks watching a course with a proven system, and then it just reiterate, do it again until you figure it out and get it right. Now, focus on the right things. Now, a lot of things, and especially with this business model, right? You might obsess about picking the right team, different apps, right? Or kind of some very small trivial things. But at the end of the day, if you think about it, it's 90% of it is just marketing, right? And with any product, whether, like those are big brands that are selling. So for example, if I don't know, like Apple is selling their, phones, right? And I mean, these are amazing phones, right? The technology and everything is awesome. But at the end of the day, like if you have like sufficient budget, you can go to China or elsewhere and source these phones and get them created for you at at acceptable cost, right? So creating something and actually building something is not the first challenge, right? Marketing it and selling it, that's a bigger challenge, especially in a very competitive marketplaces. So focus on the marketing, focus on communicating the value of your product to customer, focus on emotional things that connect your product to the customer. So when Apple sells their phones, like they're using a lot of like emotional words and triggers to basically help you connect with the phone and associate with things that are actually emotional. So focus on that, and you will do very, very well if you just focus on marketing and figuring out how to resonate your ads and your products with your customers. So if you focus on that, then you will do very well, right? Then you will start running, you will start actually applying, which was the first rule, and then you will get your traction. Now, treat it like a real business. That's what I see. Like a lot of people, like they shoot these videos on YouTube where they work like 6 hours a day or 8 hours a day. I mean, if you work like 6-8 hours a day, like I can guarantee you I'll put you out of business, because if I'm working like 12 hours a day and someone else is working like 8 hours a day, and I still use my team, I still use people to help me, but at the same time I put just so much energy into it, right? And they put less. So if you expect that it will be like 6-8 hours a day and then you go and chill, then you might make some money, you might have some success, but you will not be able to sustain it, right? Because business is highly competitive field, and dropshipping is like, it's extremely competitive. There's so many people, we all have access to the same resources, to the same videos, like to the same spy tools, right? So we're all pretty much in the same, like in a very similar spot, right? It just, some people are just more obsessed about figuring it out and putting in the energy and the time and the financial resources to basically figure it out. And if you don't treat it like that, if you think that you'll get like started with $100 and suddenly you will make like a lot of money and you will buy a car, then it will not be sustainable for you. You might get this, but you will lose it very, very fast. Because if you want to build like e-commerce empire someday, then it's a great place to start. Dropshipping, basically get that experience, learn about marketing, learn about business practices, right? And evolve into having like a sustainable brand. Whereas if you just focus on the on kind of like making some money and then spending it immediately on something, right? Then it's not it will not work out in the long run, right? So when you go through this path, right, and like those like 5% of people I see, and in my circle, like there are people that making like 8 figures, like close to 9 figures, like some more than 9 figures with with e-commerce, with dropshipping. So you will grow exponentially, right? So you'll see how people, for example, when they start, obviously there are a lot of like failures in the process when they're starting out, but as you get better, as you get like more advanced, you figure out more things and you connect with like-minded people who are also on the same path and maybe like 10x or 100x farther than you, then you will figure out that it's kind of like gets more like exponential. So the more experience you get, the more experience it begets, and the more people you attract who have experience, right? So kind of like it all accumulates, and you start growing and growing and growing, and you start seeing things that you haven't seen before. So you will start noticing products that you wouldn't have like noticed, you wouldn't have seen like potential in. You will see the like advertise, you'll be able to notice things in your ad campaigns that kind of like just instantly you will see what the issue is, right? So just be ready for that. Be ready that it will be like a long game, but it will be a very interesting game. And then if you enjoy the process, if you enjoy kind of like the learning and how you go like throughout this process, not just making like the fast money like in the first like months too, which is important, but it's not the only thing, right? You have to be enjoying the process and actually figuring this out and identifying the process that makes it successful. So guys, these are some of the tips for you to get to the top 5% of people who succeed in dropshipping or pretty much in anything. And if you like this video, please comment, please subscribe to my channel, like this video. If you have any comments or questions, please drop them below. And thank you very much for watching, guys, and I'll see you in the next